let's jump into this, man. I always start these calls where this is just to remind you and just remind everybody on here. Obviously, it's unscripted, but I always like to point out, man, we want the truth, man. Whatever answer comes to mind. That's why I like putting people in this hot spot, because we get that real answer. Even if you don't think it's what I want to hear, I don't care. If it's saying this is the no bullshit zone, right? I'm the no bullshit guy. This is the no bullshit zone. So share
Absolutely.
whatever the answer is, the answer is. But let's hop into this, man. So right out of the gate, are you a merchant sales professional? Did you come into this already have an experience, and have you done this before?
Absolutely not. I would say I am the farthest from a merchant service professional there is currently. I guess I'm the type of person, I'm a very calculated person. I like to have all the answers, come into a situation with at least some answers. And I'll tell you one thing, guys, you kind of just got to put your feet to the fire, go for it. The one motto, I mean, I started this last week and we'll get into it a little bit, but the one motto I've found out in merchant services is just go for it, crash, burn, and learn. Learn the basics and then get into it later. So
This is the
that's what I would say.
this is the second testimonial call that I got a line I can use on a shirt, man. I'm gonna owe you royalties too, man. What was it? Crash, burn,
Crash,
learn.
burn, and learn.
Crash, burn, and learn, man. I love it. So since you're not from the industry, you don't have experience, tell us your background. What is your background? What do you currently do? Like
Yeah,
just your
yeah.
backstory here.
So I would have to say I went to school for way too long. So I ended up going to school, thought, education was going to be my end all be all. So I ended up getting my doctorate in pharmacy. So I'm actually currently a pharmacist, at a hospital right now. So I actually just got off work about an hour ago. So kind of the fun thing though is, I get my Fridays off. So I work, 10 to 12-hour days, and as many of you probably know, it gets to be a grind out there, and you kind of get in that job, you get in that same pace, you get in that same pay scale. So I was just kind of looking for something to go after. And my brother's in this business, and talking to him, usually after work and seeing how excited he was, it got me kind of itching. And I was like, what in the heck are you doing? I got to get my feet wet in this and see what this is all about. And here we are. So
There you go, man. And you can feel that excitement. That's the biggest thing, that we really want to separate ourselves with is
yep.
the culture here and what we're doing. And we'll talk about that in a second. But I mean, you've got a full-time job. So explain last week for you, right? It was your first week getting out there.
Absolutely.
Did you take a week off? How were you able to do that? You got a full-time job right now. You
Yep.
went to college, you got the salary and all that stuff. So what did last week look like for you? Because not to take your time here, but a lot of the people we get, they're used to being 1099 salespeople. They're used to
Yep.
being their own boss, right? So this is an exceptional call talking to you. You got this college education. You went out, you got this salary, you got this job, you got a family. So how were you able to make it work last week? What did you put on the line there?
Absolutely. So I took an entire week off of work. So all of that, PTO time that you save up, I was like, you know what, I'm going to risk it. I'm going to take this week off. I'm going to go out there and see what I can do. So it honestly put a little bit of pressure on me, because I was like, you know what, I'm not out here to waste my time, to waste anybody else's time. If I'm going to come out here, I'm going to hit it hard. I'm going to build this business and see what I can do. And so, the one reason I'm in this business is to eventually down the road save myself time. So, I have a family, I have kids at home, and I'd like to see them a little bit more, not kind of be that slave to the clock, and and so that's kind of why I'm here, why I'm gonna hit it hard, continue to hit it hard, and that's kind of how that last week looked. So it was definitely a full week that I took off of work, just specifically to hone in, try that pitch, get my skills down a little bit, and see how it was. And I was absolutely astounded by the week that I had, and kind of the results I was able to see, and really excited to get back out there tomorrow. So tomorrow's going to be another big day for me.
Yeah, and I wanted to bring that up because for you, it was a testing the water, right? Like,
yeah.
What the heck am I doing? It's not like you quit your job yet, but you're like, dude, if I'm gonna get serious and actually build something, you've seen other people that have built this, like that's risk, right? You're taking a week off. So it was a testing the water. So let me ask you, and this wasn't even on my list. Do you think it would have been possible to sign even your first deal if you didn't full on go into it and commit the time that it was like that it truly took?
Not at all.
Yeah.
So you need to commit yourself. I would say that. So I always kind of compare things back to sports. So you need to think of this as like a football game. You got to get ready. You go out in the morning and you're going to come out a winner. So yeah, you're going to have plays. You're going to get hard. You're going to get knocked down. But at the end of the day, you need to get that W. Whether you get a deal in a day or you get no deals, you need to make sure that you at least improved yourself over the course of that day, and got better. I mean, you're going to go out there some days and it's going to be tough. I mean, it's a grind, but it's a very rewarding grind, I would say.
Yeah, and we're going to talk about that reward here in a second. The reason why I asked that question is a lot of people that come in can go all in. They can get that week
Yeah.
or 2 weeks or that first 60 days. We asked for 60, like really give this 60 days. But for someone like you can't just do that 60 days. But
Right.
you were very wise, man. You really blocked out. And I only bring this up because I mean the people that are on this call and all the people that will end up watching this call, a lot of people are holding themselves back. They don't really give themselves an opportunity to see
Yep.
if this is going to work or not
Mhm.
because they're distracted. They've got these things on the side. You're a pharmacist and you truly committed and gave yourself an opportunity and you signed 3 deals. 2 of them are activated. We're going to talk
Yep.
about the reward here in a second. But for all of those that are watching this, if you don't have a college degree, if you're not getting a salary job and you're kind of chasing, I got a phrase here I think you'll like. It's the dog that chases 2 squirrels catches none, right?
Love
So
it.
for all of you out there, chase 1 squirrel if you in a
Yep.
position to do that. And even though Andrew has a full-time job and is taking advantage of his college education, he put it all on the line and for 1 week said, if I'm going to know if I can do this or not, I'm going to chase this squirrel.
Absolutely.
And he caught it 3 times. Okay. So let's talk about that. We're talking about the reward here now. So you're used to having a salary. You went out and got 3 deals. I know 2 of them are already activated.
Yeah.
We kind of did some basic math here. You probably grew residuals by about $400 roughly.
Yep.
What do you think, man? Compared to salary, I know $400 doesn't match your salary, but mailbox money, man. What is
That's
that reward worth? What do you think of that?
amazing. So as far as a pharmacist, getting that $400 raise a month is more than the raise I'm going to get as a pharmacist, more than probably what I'd get in 2 or 3 years, potentially. So just being able to do that, and yeah, may seem small to some people, but in 4 days, coming out right off the gate, the first time being an absolute newbie at
Yeah.
merchant services, and to know, you know what, now I just increased my overall, yearly gain by close to $5,000 is pretty amazing. So it keeps you hungry. I'll tell you guys, when you get that first deal, you're going to go out there and think you're absolutely horrible. And I still think I'm absolutely garbage at doing this pitch. So, and I was able to sign 3 deals. You can do it. Okay. It's just talking to people, getting comfortable a little bit with the material, and just taking a few on the chin, and you're going to get some people that are generally interested because, well, one, it's a great program. People want to save money, and honestly, looking at it, kind of the economic, where we're at right now with inflation, people are looking to save money. I
Yeah.
mean, it really is truly a no-brainer for people. And so you don't have to be a complete polished professional to go out there and get deals. I'm telling you. And so I hope to update you guys too tomorrow and say, hey, got another one, or hey, got another 2. And if I don't get another 1 or 2, I can promise you I'm going to be getting better at this and continue to get better. And we'll see kind of what the future holds.
And I think that's so refreshing and what people need to hear because it's not about being a great salesperson. We get it, and this isn't again not on my list here, but we get so many people that are great at sales and they fall off because
Yep.
they go out and they try it and they're trying to be salesy. And
Yeah.
I truly believe that not being a great salesperson and just being like, hey,
Yeah.
I've got something that can help you. The state of the economy is this, the inflation is this, I've got a
Yeah.
solution, and just talk to them like real people. Like, again, it's not on my list. Do you agree with that? I'm just
One
getting, yeah,
100%. So you just need to have a conversation with people. It's kind of like what me and Joe are doing right now. If you're able to connect with somebody
yeah,
and be likable, they're going to start to trust you, and then they're going to look at your system and say, hey, you know what, this does make sense. I do want to do business with you. Even happier that you're a local guy. Let's go for it. So,
Awesome.
yeah, you don't have to use, magic words, big lingo. You just got to go in there with a little bit of confidence and want to have a conversation with somebody.
Yep. And obviously there's a little bit to it. You got to have the basics of it. So
Yeah,
let's talk
absolutely.
about you jumped in, you plugged in, you got the course. Have you watched the whole 28-day course? Are you like all the way through this thing or what?
I have not yet. So I am currently chugging through it. And I'll tell you one thing, um, the course helps out tremendously. So I went out there, kind of knew the basics, and now I'm kind of backfilling. So it's still, even though I'm working, during the week this week, it's not like I wasn't, still motivated or active in this job because I think you need to, continue every single day to work at it.
Yeah.
And so what I decided to do is just kind of put my time, definitely in the evenings when I was off work, is continuing to hone in on things and go through your videos on the app. And now it's starting to make sense. And so now I can see kind of those questions that I got out in the field that I was like not 100% sure what those answers were. I'm
Yeah.
starting to become a little bit more in depth and being able to know what I'm going to say for those next rebuttals.
Yeah, and the more that you go through there, these things, it's literally designed where, we'll give you enough information. Here's the gist of it, but you
Yep.
got to get started. Like you can't just
Just
sit
get
and
started.
watch this. You just got to get started. So now as you're watching, you're like, oh, that clicked. That makes sense.
Mhm.
So out of the 28 days, did you feel prepared for like what it actually is? Because there's a lot of stuff out there. There's a lot of coaches of all sorts of industries.
Yep.
They're always selling stuff, but did you feel prepared in a very short amount of time for what you actually encountered in the field? That's how I wanted to create the course. Like, what are
Absolutely.
they actually going to encounter, and how do we get them producing results quickly so that they
Yep.
can make some money and really see this as real and have a shot at this? So, did you
Yeah.
feel prepared? And talk about that.
So if you go through that course exactly how you have it set up,
Yeah,
you will understand the program. You're going to understand what you're going to come into the field with. What questions you're going to have from these merchants, and really how to explain kind of the system. And so I went out there the first week, and this was kind of before I had a lot of knowledge from watching those videos, and I was still able to sign up 3. So now that I've been able to kind of go through those videos, looked at things, really went through the pitch book, watched all your videos. I'm pretty excited to see what's going to happen tomorrow. So I'm putting a lot of pressure on myself, but really, really the goal now tomorrow, after gaining kind of more of this education on it, is
yeah,
to get as many no's as I can. So I'm
yeah,
going to go out there and like I said, see kind of what happens.
yeah. It's all about reps, man. You're an athlete. You know how
All
it
about
is. You're an
reps.
athlete from a young age. It's just reps,
Yep.
reps, reps. Swing and miss, swing and miss, swing and miss. Make some contact, swing and miss. That's just how it goes. So, is there a certain I don't want to get on the course too much, will be the last question, but is there something in particular in the first, couple days that you used in the field? Is there a certain technique or a certain video that resonated that was applicable the most?
So it did. You have a video in there, and I think it's 30 or 40 minutes long, where you actually go to a business and sign somebody up and do the entire pitch, and you break it down kind of step by step of what you're going through, what your thought process is, in where you are in that kind of handbook, and in signing that client up or that merchant up. So
It's
I
like
thought
it's
that was
like it's like watching film, right? You're a football player. It's like watching
exactly
film.
exactly how I describe it. And so I didn't watch that one once. I watched that probably 3 times, because I watched it the first time, no, didn't stop anything. And then that second and third time, I kind of stopped, pulled out my pitch book, wrote some things down, what you said that I thought was, pretty intriguing, able to get these, merchants and customers, interested. And I'm really going to, try to utilize that in the field tomorrow. So I would say, if anything, that was definitely the most helpful video for me.
Awesome, man. I appreciate that, man. People have no idea what we did to go out and get all those
Oh,
videos.
I can't even imagine. I can't
Yeah.
even imagine.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome, man. So as far as let's talk about Easy Pay, let's talk about the culture, the support, all of that
Yep.
stuff. What are you the most excited about not just the big picture for you, but
Yep.
the company, the culture, the support. Have you felt like a lone ranger? Have you felt like you've been
No.
babysat? Like just talk about the culture and the support and just everything that you've experienced so far and what you think about all that.
So as far as kind of the culture, you have everything you need. And so when my brother was kind of explaining it to me as well, and
Yeah.
you know, and obviously, you know, you guys have top notch, you know, customer service. I was like, you know, what does that actually mean? Do you call somebody and then you sit on hold and then they transfer you and then you finally get to somebody that doesn't know how to answer your questions? I was actually pretty impressed. I'm not gonna lie. When you know, I called Easy Pay, and I think it was less than 15 seconds. Had somebody on the line, you know, able to speak English, talk to me about what was going on, figure out my questions. In just kind of the culture that I think you guys have created as well. It's all like-minded people. So I think we're here, you know, all for the same purpose to, you know, to better ourselves, to better our community, you know, and to better family and friends. And I think it's pretty infectious, just to have that positive mindset. When you're able to wake up, you're excited about
Mhm.
what you're doing, and you
Yeah.
know everybody else is excited, and you got a team and a network behind you. I mean, that's kind of where that true power comes from. So even if you go out in the field, let's say you're on day 2 or 3, and you're like a little bit tired, you're like, you know what? It's game time. It's time to go. Can't let myself down. Can't let the team down. I'm excited to get on the call later tonight and talk about it. And then you know, you close that door behind you, go into the business and see
Yeah.
what happens.
Yeah, man, I'm feeling the vibe from you, man. I'm stoked to have you and the people that we're bringing on, man. It's about more. I mean, we're all motivated by money, right? We're all here for the
Yep.
same reason, like you said, got
Got reason.
residuals, but we're all different people with different,
Yep.
uh, different whys. We all have a different like dream life that we would live. Like, man, if I was making, 5,000 in residual, what would life look? 10,000 residual,
Yeah.
30,000 in residual. That's crazy, right? Like, what would my life look like? So we all have a common goal, but our end result is going to be totally different. And you've seen my stuff, man. I know for a fact, there's no question this is the best industry that exists, especially
Yep.
for a salesperson. You're not even a salesperson, and you just gave yourself a raise that you couldn't get in 3 years as a pharmacist. That's
Yeah.
crazy. I won't even get into that because I could talk forever on
Where do
a
you yeah,
job.
where else do you do that at? You just
Yeah,
can't.
that's why we're so enthusiastic and excited. And we know that people have what it takes, but a lot of people feel like the Lone Ranger. And we deal with a lot of independent people like entrepreneurs too, right? So you
Hmm.
just talked about the support and plugging in. As far as for like not the Lone Rangers, but the people that are really independent, they're used to being a 1099 commission only, they only eat what they kill. Have
Yep.
have you felt like you've been babysat? Have we been like, hey, where are you? I mean, is there a happy medium for you?
Not at all. No, I haven't felt like I've been babysat. Like they give you all the tools for you to succeed to the level that you want to succeed. So you literally go out and you determine your future. If you want to be successful, you will be successful. They have the tools for you. They have the backup, and they're going to be in your corner the entire way. But no, definitely don't feel babysat. You just feel supported. I would say they give you that energy, that motivation. We're on calls tonight, like we're chatting now. I know people are listening, and like I said, it's just a community of a positive attitude, good vibes, and everyone kind of going for that same thing what they want in life. So
Yeah. And the big thing that I talk with our sales directors, I'm like, and our sales partners, like, we're gonna meet you halfway 100% of the time.
yeah,
We will always meet you halfway. You can call us 8 times a day. We
yeah,
actually want you to call eight
yeah,
times a day.
yeah,
You're brand new. How else are you gonna learn? How are you gonna learn if you're not plugging into the Monday, Wednesday, Friday? I mean, like, how are you gonna grow just going and doing all this yourself? Like, even if you have the course or don't have the course, if you have the
yep,
course, that's just videos. Get it
yeah,
on the meetings. Like, how are you going to learn if you're not plugging in? But you're not required to,
yeah.
right? We will meet you halfway every single time, but we are not going to, go 99% of the way and try to pull you.
No,
So whatever your personality is for the people watching this right now, or people are going to end up watching it, we want to work with whoever wants to meet somebody halfway, because he just said it. It's only as good as you treat it. We can't build this for you. We can only support you. And that's what I love about our model, man. Like, we make money if our sales partners make money.
yeah,
Straight up. Like,
yeah,
that's it. If you don't succeed, we don't succeed. We're
yep,
not helping you change your life. We're not making any money. We're not changing our lives and our family lives either. So it's a great setup. I love the model. So two more
absolutely.
two more questions for you, man, because it's all about why, right? Like life gets hard, the business is hard, being a parent is hard, being a spouse is hard. Like life's freaking hard anyways. But if you're gonna go through something hard like this, going out there and selling and holding yourself accountable, there better be a dang good reward, because at some point you're gonna want to quit, right? You played football, you wanted to quit the football team many times. I don't even have to ask you.
Oh yeah.
These ultra races, I want to quit in the middle of them. Like, what is the why that for you? Like, what's the big picture for you? You're making 10,000 or 15,000 a month in residual income. If you can do what you did last week, consistently for 12 months, and you're making 10 grand in residuals or 15, what would your life look like? Like,
Absolutely.
what are you going to do?
And I think my why would definitely be my family. So, after having kids, have a 2-year-old and a 1-year-old at home, but then having to go to work every day, 10 to 12 hours. And, I always think, I went to school for, XYZ amount of time, got my doctorate. And if I didn't show up to work, they're not going to pay me anymore. It is only as good as if I continue to show up every single day. And then on top of that, they barely give you a raise or increase in pay. So my kind of why was to create time for my family and to kind of just create my own future. If I can give myself a $400 raise every week, that's amazing. I'm going to go out for it. I'm going to go, 100% all in. And so, that's what we're here for. That's my why. And hopefully down the road, hopefully I'm talking to you, Joe, a year from now. And I said, you know what? That pharmacy thing was nice. I'm kind of on to my next adventure, and we got some residuals under our belt. And by the way, I'm heading on vacation next week to go with my family. I'll be back in a little bit.
Yeah, man, you'll be coming down to Florida, buddy. We got
That's
President's
right.
Club in December. We're gonna be hanging out down here, man. Hopefully that's part of the vacation.
Oh, that'd be
And
awesome.
that why is it's everything, man. It's the same thing. And that's going back to culture, not to go backwards, but
Yeah.
we bring our kids to the President's Club. We bring our kids to business stuff.
Yeah.
We want people to bring their family. We want that healthy, environment and all of that stuff. So when that day comes, it won't just be you, man. It's a whole family, because that's part of the why I'm on the same page. So I'm really excited about that. So last question for you. I reworded it a little different for you because of your experience, right? So you played college football. How far did you go as an athlete?
So I did my red shirt freshman year. And then so I was with the University of Montana with the Grizzlies. So that year actually we made it to the national championship, but
Wow.
unfortunately didn't take home the title. Got second place, but so yeah, did that. Was a DN for the Grizzlies there.
Awesome, man. So you're an athlete, man. You know what it takes. So what advice would you have for people, whether it's business or just life? What did you learn specifically from being an athlete that
Hmm.
you would share with other people about just being successful in life, regardless of this business or whatever it is? What
Yep.
lessons would you apply that you got from sports and apply to just being the best person you can be and a successful person in life?
Yeah, I think with sports there's always only one spot on that team. There's one starting spot, and so you're gonna have to work your tail off, regardless of what it is: sports, life, work, and just to be the best version of yourself that you can be. Just work your tail off. Nothing's gonna be given to you. I think that's the biggest thing, and I think that's what sports teaches you. You got to work on yourself every single day. But the one thing is, you don't have to be the best person initially, I would say. But if you continue to work on things, you continue, like as in sports, if you continue to work out, if you continue to get better, you eventually will be the best. And it's going to pay off for you in the end. So I think you can apply that to sports. You can apply that to life. You can apply that to work is, just continue to grind. You may not be the best right now. Like I said, I'm probably the absolute, worst merchant salesman out there, but hey, I'm going to continue to go, and I'm going to continue to hone my skills. And, I know in a few months here, I'm going to have this down a lot better than I am here today. So
That's awesome, man. I love your story. For me, it's even a mind opener, because I don't come from the world of salaries. to just think that, you gave yourself roughly, $4,800 annual raise in a week. We've become accustomed to that. We have videos I talk about, like, you can give yourself a raise every single day. Like, why wouldn't you do that? Why wouldn't you go through the learning curve? I know it's hard, but who cares? Like, once you know how to do it, that's what, like, the world is yours. Imagine just giving yourself a raise every day. So that was such an eye opener for me. It was a good reminder for me, something I already know and I talk about, but to hear from somebody like how big of a deal that is. And that shirt, crash, burn, learn. I love that. And I think a lot of that comes from your football background too. So Andrew, man, I'm gonna cut you off here, man. I really appreciate you jumping on here and sharing your experience. And I know a lot of people, hopefully they're taking notes and got a lot out of that and got some inspiration on, doing something about their business. So I appreciate you, man.
Absolutely. Appreciate it, Joe. You guys take it easy. And anybody out there too, I mean, if you guys have questions, want to chat, love connecting with people. So shoot me an email. And who knows, hope to see you guys eventually soon.
All right. Andrew already wants to be a sales director. All right. Go do what you did last week. And let's do that for 12 months. And then you can start getting, no, I'm joking. I love it, man. I appreciate it, dude. Have a good night. I'm not ending the call yet. I'm going to say a couple last words here, but I appreciate you, man. Thank you.
Cool. Thanks, Joe.
Yep. All right. I'll stop your video there.
Cool.
I hit mute and we're right here. All right, guys. So that's Andrew. Great story. I mean, every week, that's why I love this call, right? We get so many different people from different backgrounds and different things going on, to hear from somebody who, literally got his doctorate degree, share, his why and the impact of, just 1 week's worth of work. 1 week doing this business, he couldn't have got that result in 2 or 3 years getting a raise at his job. That blows my mind. That's freaking awesome. And just another reason why this is the greatest industry that exists. So folks, you heard about the 28-day course. I'm not going to sit here and promote the 28-day course. I'm not in this business to sell coaching. I'm in this business to help people get results. And I want to build a company of awesome people that are going to do something with those results. We're all very motivated for money. We're all very motivated to make big residual income, but it goes beyond that. We want to work with people that have a bigger purpose, a bigger vision of what success is going to do for them, and to become the best person they can be, the healthiest person, the best parent, the best friend, the best contributor at your church, the best person in your local community. I mean, we are legitimately putting tons of money back into your local community. These business owners need it. A lot of them barely made it through COVID. And a lot of them right now are like, what are we going to do? You can walk in the door and you can help these people. And that's what you can do for them. And what we can do for you is help plug you in. You do not need to be a lone ranger doing this. If you're in the industry now and you feel like a lone ranger, you don't feel like you're getting that support when you're in the field and you call and you can't reach somebody, we would love to work with you. That's what we do. Okay. This is what we do. And it is our goal to truly help people change their life. But again, like I said in the call, we're only working with people that see this as a business. We're looking for business partners that are going to meet us halfway. We're not looking to babysit. I'm not going to call you and try to convince you that giving yourself a raise tomorrow is a good idea, okay? If you don't understand that, we're probably not the right fit for you. But if you do understand that and you're serious and you want to either increase your sales and you're in the industry, or you're looking for the right home and you're thinking about getting started, I am going to, in this chat box, put the link. If you want to schedule a call, I will take a call with you myself tomorrow. Jump on the schedule. It's right there. It is easy. The letter is easydirectsales.com. easydirectsales.com. I will personally take a call with you tomorrow and go over whatever it is that you want to go over. I'll answer whatever questions that you have. I don't care about a course, whether you take it or not, we're going to support you. We run live calls Monday, Wednesday, Friday, where I get in here and I'm going to share and we're going to open up. We're going to talk with one another. You're going to see a community and we can really build something special. And let me just say right now, we are just getting started. I've got some big announcements coming up here in the next couple of weeks. We have barely scratched the surface of what EasyPay is going to bring to this industry, the type of people that is going to change their lives, and the community that is going to be built is going to be freaking awesome. If you're one of the people that wants to plug in and be a part of that, please schedule a call. I'd love to talk with you. easydirectsales.com. Fill it out. Go to my schedule. You can schedule your own time. Appreciate your time, guys. Have a great night. I want to help you change your life. See you at the top.